I can't even begin to tell you how amazing this feels to celebrate this important project with each one of you. This all started 13 years ago with the birth of the most beautiful little baby boy. My son Dylan takes my breath away each day. Never could I imagine that I could love someone so much. When he laughs, I can't help but laugh. When he cries, I cry too, probably harder. He is the most beautiful and courageous person I have ever met. My son suffered 2 ischemic strokes following a vaccination at 18 months. This injury to his brain catapulted him into the label that we know of as autism. I tell his story over and over, not to upset people, but to honor him. Because I feel that there is no honor in hiding. There is no respect in hiding what happened to him. This book, How to Prevent Autism, not only honors him, but it is his legacy that he and I will leave on the world together. I love my son with all my heart, but I would never have chosen this life for him, because I would never have chosen for him to suffer. Some people like to say that autism is a gift, but for me, it is not a gift. His suffering is not a gift. I am not and will never be the same person I was before his autism diagnosis. And my son is not, and he will never be, the boy or the man he was supposed to be. Our work is not done here today. I have a mission to spread the word far and wide that autism is not only preventable, but it is treatable. And my work has just begun here. Sorry, guys. The children in this country and around the world have never been sicker, and it is up to us to do things today for the next generation of children. They are counting on us to do something, and they are counting on us to stand up and say something. My hope is that Dylan's story and the book will go on to save many other children from countless suffering. But this book would never have been possible without the incredibly passionate and knowledgeable practitioners and parents that contributed their time through in-depth interviews. For those of you who have not had the chance to read the book, I interviewed 8 practitioners and 3 parents, one of which is a practitioner, and 5 of those 11 people are here with us tonight. I have chosen to ask them to come speak for a couple minutes to talk about why this project was important for them to be involved with. I think one of the most important things that people who don't have a child with autism wouldn't know is that when a child has autism, the whole family has autism. It does not affect just one person. I have an amazing partner and father to my children. I am thankful that we are still married. I am thankful he still has a job. Autism can break you as a person and a family, and it takes an enormous amount of work every day not to let that happen. My husband and I are now at the point where we can laugh when things get really horrific, which unfortunately is pretty often. We try to make jokes in those moments. Sometimes he will be going to the store and he will tell me that he might not come back. I may joke that it's really early to have a vodka, but I need to have 2 of them anyway. I worry a lot for my son, but choose to spend my time trying to recover him and make his life the best that it can be. I feel that we have been successful at this. Over the past decade, when I was trying to treat my son, it became very apparent to me that I was making choices each day that were eroding the good health he was born with, further weakening the little body, leaving him more vulnerable to environmental assaults. I also did not know that there were things that I could do to strengthen his immune system and circumvent the genetic predispositions that he was born with. I am happy that my publisher, Tony Lyons, from Skyhorse Publishing, gave me the chance to share what I know with the rest of the world.
Tony!
Tony publishes many books about autism that may otherwise not have been printed, including this one. I know many of us here tonight are thankful for the work he does. I also want to thank the parents who came before me. Like in a forest, they helped clear the path, so it was a little bit easier for me to travel down. And lastly, if you only remember 2 things from reading my book or being here tonight, please let it be: 1, autism is preventable and treatable, and 2, every choice you make counts.
Woo! Yeah.
Now let me introduce Dr. Nancy O'Hara. She was one of the first integrative physicians who planted the seed in me that I could change the course in autism in my next child. And I am so thankful for this verbal intervention from her and the help over the past decade. Please welcome Nancy.
So first of all, big round of applause for Daryl. You know, there are many times I will tell Daryl what I think is the right thing to do, and she'll say, well, let me look at it. I'll decide. And I've learned over the 25 years of doing this work that anything that I try to force on any of our parents won't work. And Dara has taught me that this has to be something that works for this family as well as this child. In addition to that, we all live in a very toxic world. Every single one of us. Maybe not at Bistango's, a very gluten-free, lovely restaurant. Thank you very much. I'm happy, very happy. But our children with autism are our canaries. And I grew up in West Virginia, and we used to send canaries into the coal mines. And if the canaries died, that meant the mine was too toxic. All of our children with autism are our canaries. Our worlds are toxic, all of our worlds. And our kids are here to help show all of us how toxic our worlds are. And we have to listen. And they're going through, all of our families and all of our children, tremendous pain and tremendous sacrifice to show us this. But the rest of us have to listen. And my mentor, Dr. Sid Baker, who wrote the chapter before me in the book, actually taught me, if you listen, they will come. And what we all need to do is listen to our children. They will tell us. They will tell us that they need this or that, and they don't need that. And we need to listen. And we as physicians and as administrators and as politicians, if any of you are out there, we need to listen, and we need to start to change how we react. Because these kids are here to tell us that. And it is very, very hard for them and very hard for their families. But if we don't listen, we're not learning anything from all of their pain. So read the book, listen. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much. And the next person is going to be Jerry Brewster. Where is Jerry? We have a job. We're going to give Jerry a couple minutes. She broke her foot recently.
I know, it's terrible.
So Jerry is a contributor in the book. She's an incredibly knowledgeable nutritionist, and she's helped me with both of my children, especially during my preconception cleanup with Jessica, and when Jessica hit her bumps in the road, as I described in the book. Please welcome Jerry.
Thank you, Dara, and thanks everybody. I guess I'll have a seat. I can sit. I won't fall. I'll just hold on to the chair. I won't fall over. I fell over once trying to learn how to use those crutch things. So anyway, I was really honored when Dara asked me to participate with the book because it meant so much to me. While the title has become somewhat controversial in terms of preventing autism, I think it is just about really preventing any child from suffering and from any parent ever saying, I wish I had known, I wish I had realized what this moving target immune system over these last several decades, the adulteration of our food supply, or the toxic soup we're all immersed in, all of that, how it influenced our particular genes and pregnancy outcomes. We really want to optimize our children's health. That's our goal as parents. And when we find out after the fact, it's just like startling, and you think, wow, if there's anything we can do to prevent this, we want to prevent it. We want to hedge our bets. We want to do all that we can. We only get that one opportunity to grow that child. And once they're out, yeah, then the rest is all going to be up to them and what they are exposed to, but we need that knowledge base. So it's a very powerful book because we cannot continue to accept this new normal of pediatric chronic disease that has come to be. I mean, it's not acceptable, and it's just startling that it has become acceptable. So I really applaud Dara for really beginning this whole tide and paradigm shift, and there are so many phenomenal families and groups, and we've done so much good work together, Dara especially from a volunteerism standpoint with NAA and so many other groups, but all that grassroots and in the trenches, and once you're already there, the goal is to spare other families down the road from ever having to experience that kind of suffering. Because from a financial, educational, social, psychosocial standpoint, I mean, we can't bear this anymore. So we do want to prevent all that's in our power and knowledge to prevent. So thank you, Dara. Really.
Thank you, Jerry.